IPS, high polling rate, DPI. I'm pretty sure you heard it or you read it sometimes. IPS stands for inches per second. A high IPS ensures your mouse can accurately track fast movements without skipping. DPI, dots per inch. This measures the sensitivity of your mouse. With a high DPI, you need less physical movements to move your cursor on your screen. And high polling rate. A high polling rate provides you a smoother and more responsive feel because it sends 1000 Hertz, for example. It sends 1000 times in a second signals to the computer. You can feel the difference between 125, 250 Hertz, 500 Hertz. At least you should have 1000. Some gaming mouse have 4000, 8000. At this range, I don't know if there's truly a big difference, but 1000 is the minimum. The next thing you need to think about are features. Does it have a software, programmable switches? How many switches do I have? Can I adjust the DPI? Do I have RGB lighting? For some people this is important, or just a nice to have, right? And also it's important, do I want a wired mouse or a wireless mouse? When you're buying a cable mouse, buy a braided one. If you go with a wired mouse, there is a myth. A wireless mouse is not as fast as a wired mouse. If you think you have a disadvantage buying a wireless mouse, this is not the case anymore. Just go for it. But don't buy a budget, crappy wireless mouse. There for sure you have a disadvantage. Now, before we go to the shapes and size and grip styles, measure your hands. Check out the chart from Razer. So this doesn't mean a lot, but just to have a slight idea where we want to go. For that, we will talk about grip styles too. Now there are 3 grip styles. That's a palm grip, a claw grip, and a fingertip. Generally speaking, if you have a big hand, like me, you want a big mouse, especially if you go palm grip. But the mouse could be smaller if you go fingertip. And to get the first ideas about size and shape and to compare some mouse, you can use a website. This is called alloshapes.com. I will put the link in the description. Traditionally, you can just go to the market and get some mouse in your hand and look how it feels like and how it fits like. Now I will recommend some mouse which are really good for my opinion. But before doing that, I want to talk about something, or I want to give you an idea. And it's the idea to having a second mouse. I mean, a second mouse, and that's the point. Yeah, why not? Who said I can just have one? I mean, if I'm looking to my different hobbies, I have multiple gear. And why not here? And why I'm considering buying a second mouse? The reason is I have the Razer Naga Pro. Really good mouse. I'm satisfied, okay? It's not a bad mouse. And it's versatile. It covers up the most things that I do. But FPS gaming? No, it's a heavy mouse, right? It's a brick in the hand. So why not a second mouse? And here we are. Okay, this is not the mouse I will recommend. Don't get me wrong, this is a really good mouse. If you want to buy this, you can buy this. But this is just an example. I want to point out something. It is the shape and the size of the mouse, okay? And that's the point. I want to talk about more the size and the shape and the features, not too much about the tech, because the mouses I will recommend are already top gear, right? Don't get me wrong, the Logitech 502 is a really good mouse. It has an iconic shape and is maybe one of the most sold mouses, I think. I mean, it has a good price performance. And this mouse even is the pioneer. This one have this free spinning wheel, but the mouse I will recommend has it too. And the first mouse I will recommend is the Razer V3 Pro. This shape, like I mentioned before, appeals to a wide range of users. And also this mouse have the same feature with the free spinning wheel. Razer called this Hyper Scroll. And the RGB lighting of this mouse is really great. And I like this mouse because it has a lot of programmable switches and it can be used in various ways. Multiple games and even for work. For FPS games though, it's a bit heavy. I think it has over 110 grams. But the next one is the Razer Viper V3 Pro. This is the perfect all-round and one of the best mouse for FPS games, or let's say even competitive games. The shapes allows multiple grip styles too. The Razer Viper V3 Pro has optical switches. It's super light, can go up to 35K DPI and are able to go up to 8K polling rate. You might think, isn't that too much? No, not for my opinion. When it comes to high-level gaming, There is no room for compromises. Look, I'll give you a German quote for that. Maybe you have something similar in English. Rather have it than need it. And finally, the Razer Naga V2 Pro, the MMO gaming mouse. Heavy and maybe a bit big for small hands, but really nice for big hands and for palm grip. It's an all-rounder in gaming. You can swap the side buttons. You can have 2 switches, 6 or 12 switches on the side. I have the Razer Naga Pro, it's similar, and I use it even for cutting my videos, putting shortcuts on the mouse. Downside, it's a really heavy mouse. But like I mentioned before, just for FPS games, you can maybe get the second one. But don't worry, make sure you're checking out the links in the description. I will recommend some other brands too. And also make sure to check out the next video, because this is the next crucial topic for you gaming. Thank you for watching the whole video, and I hope I see you in the next one.